everyone, what's up? It is October 1st, 2020, and if y'all are having the same year I am, I don't need to go into detail. I think it's been almost a year since I did my last vlog on YouTube. Having a baby, moving, unpacking, COVID, all of that has just taken all my energy. Raising a baby, raising an infant, my husband working constantly, it really just is so much for me to handle. And it's such a life adjustment that it definitely takes time to get back into the groove of things, and everybody has their own pace. So, with that being said, I am going to try to vlog as much as I can for the remainder of the year. Can't say that I will hold myself up to any standard at all, because these days, with having absolutely nothing to do except sit at home due to COVID and the travel restrictions and everything that the military has, it's very hard for me to do anything. My husband can't even go into Florida, and we live 5 minutes from the Florida border. So where we live, there is not much to do. We can't go to the parks on base. There's a park in every little kind of base housing unit area on every road. There's like on base. There's parks, all of them are closed. Almost everything is closed, and it's just nothing to do. And it's so depressing. So depressing. So just kind of giving y'all a little update on this past year. Uh, the day that we ended up moving, I'm trying to remember my last vlog that I did, but it was about a housing situation. So we ended up moving back to base housing, and that was November 2nd. Less than 8 hours later, I actually went into labor. So we had got done unpacking the truck. Actually, I didn't do anything except go run and get pizza for people, but I did the majority of the packing, like putting things into the boxes, and then my husband and his friends actually put them onto the moving truck, and then brought it over here, and they did all the unpacking. So the only thing that I did was, once we got everything, all the boxes were like stuffed into the dining room area, I started opening the boxes and taking out just some small stuff to start carrying up the stairs, because there was nothing like sleepwear and stuff. Everything was packed. And I think going up and down the stairs, which I had not been going up and down the stairs for a while, caused me to go into labor. Um, so, anyways, about 5 a.m. in the morning on November 3rd, I ended up waking up to this really weird pinching feeling, and it honestly just felt like a big old kick to my bladder. That's the only way I can describe it. And next thing I felt was like I was peeing all over myself. So I jumped out of bed, and I'm leaking fluid everywhere. And I jump onto the toilet, and I look down onto the white rug, and there's blood. Like, it wasn't like bright red blood, it was kind of like a pink tingy type thing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't just pee myself, my water's broke. So I jump up and I tell my husband, and he's like so exhausted from just moving all day, and he's like incoherent, and he doesn't really acknowledge me at all. He calls his mom. He's like, "Mom, what do I gotta do?" And he's freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, like right now, we gotta go. You're gonna have this baby." I'm like, "Hun, calm down. The baby's not gonna come for at least a couple hours. Can I at least take a shower and like get clean and like find my delivery bag?" Nope. It was in the car, raced like hell to the hospital, which is 3 miles away. And yeah, I ended up having my baby at 11:31 p.m. on the 3rd of November. And then, yeah, so we get home, boxes everywhere. It was very stressful. I was extremely hormonal, very stressed out. My mom was there, and it just went downhill right away. having a kid with your husband and trying to co-parent, and ways to think that you know how to raise your child and how he wants to raise his child, and then butting heads if you don't agree. It was drama. And then in December, I want to say it was December, I got super sick, and I swear to God I had COVID. I think COVID's been in the United States before March or April because I was so sick. I was dying. I could not breathe. I had to get out my nebulizer breathing machine, and that was helping a little bit. So I finally gave in and I went to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, it's just an asthma flare up from after having a kid." And I'm like, "This is no asthma flare up that I've ever had in my life." But anywho, 4 weeks later, I'm all better. My husband ends up going back to work, and that is where I crashed. Mentally crashed. So I'm getting a message. So anyways, I ended up getting diagnosed in February, the end of February, with severe postpartum depression, and I have been on medication for that. I have good days and I have bad days. The bad days are when I don't remember to take my medicine, and you can definitely tell that I am high strung and I am just an irrational biatch to the max. And so the medicine definitely does help me calm down a lot and whatnot. So I'm glad I ended up getting medicated because literally 2 weeks later, quarantine happened and I didn't go anywhere for 4 weeks. I stayed in the house. I didn't go anywhere. It was such an uncertain time in everybody's life and it was just absolutely crazy. And so I feel like the time that I really wanted to spend with my son and get used to being a mother was kind of taken from me. I couldn't go anywhere, so I was at home, and it's now just gotten to the point where I have been home more than I have been out. That I anytime I do go out, it's just I dread it. I absolutely hate it. I stay home for days at a time. Don't go out anywhere because there's nothing to do when you go out. So that's just kind of how 2020 has been for me. So, anyways, as I stated at the beginning of the video, it is October 1st. My husband recently got his orders um, for his new duty station, and this has just been like something that we have been talking about for pretty much last year in March when I got pregnant, is that he was going to do his unaccompanied tour because he has to do a tour where I am not allowed to go with him. And there was a lot of places that he wanted to go, and well, I shouldn't say he narrowed it down to a couple of places where I could potentially come and visit. Well, anyways, so last week he got his orders, and yesterday he came home and told me, "Oh, well, my orders got canceled." So hopefully by tomorrow they'll have new orders for him. But I'm really upset because we already told our family where he was going, and then for that to be taken away, it's very stressful. I've been very stressed because since we announced that we were where he was going and whatnot, I have already made plans to move back home to Iowa and live with my sister. Well, not really live with her, but they have a house that I'll be living in. And that house is currently just like 4 days ago got insurance inspector out there because of the derecho that happened in August. So it definitely needs work and it's being renovated and whatnot. So that had me stressed out for a little bit. And, but they said that it's all going to be taken care of by the time I end up moving, which now, like, we don't really have a date set. He doesn't have a hard copy of his orders yet. So we weren't really sure when I'm going to be moving back. We just know it's sometime in 2021. Possibly February, possibly April. We're not sure yet. So that's just kind of like a life update on how everything is going right now. And I've been stressed out more than I really should be. And I just need to take a chill pill. It's very I don't know how to explain it. The feeling of my husband going overseas without me for, I think it's up to 18 months, so a year and a half. I'm not going to be able to see him potentially at all. And I have extremely mixed feelings about it because he's going to be away from me. I'm going to be away from him. He's not going to be able to see our son. I'm going to be a single mother for 18 months. That is a lot to take in. And also, like, bills. Like, since we've been married the past 3.5 years, he has taken care of all the bills. He's the one that has it in his name. He takes care of it. I'm going to have to be responsible for that as far as rent goes and whatnot, which it's not too difficult, but uh, it's just something that is going to happen and I have to get used to it again. So, pretty much since 2017, about July when we got married, I have not had to worry about bills because they're all taken care of by my husband. And it's just out of this mind. I never have to stress about the bills. And I do stress about our money situation sometimes because he keeps it all very hush hush. He doesn't like me to know how much money we have and whatnot. I couldn't say that, like, not necessarily he doesn't want me to know, but I do stress about it sometimes because I don't know. I should say that. But he definitely does tell me now that we're definitely financially stable and I don't have to worry about it, that everything's taken care of. If something does happen financial wise, he will let me know, which he has in the past couple of months ever since COVID happened. I started freaking out because of everything. I'm like, what if I start spending more online? What if this? What if that? There was a whole bunch of what ifs, and it's just one of those things. But he assures me that we are financially stable, and so I'm going to put my faith in him and not try to stress out about it. But I tend to be a worrier where money is concerned because, but yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. A worry war about something. Oh, money. So I'm gonna try not to worry about all that jazz. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, um, and try to get some sleep. Today was just a very off day for me. I ended up waking up at 7 p.m. and I'd only been out for 2 hours, so I got up at right before noon, I want to say, and went out and got some food, came back. The baby went down for a nap, so I was like, well, if you're napping, I'm gonna nap, and that nap ended up taking 5 hours. So yeah. All right, well, y'all have a great night. Like and subscribe, and I will try to keep up with how life is going.